Maurice?
No, I didn't see it.
Nothing? All right. And may I have a motion to accept the minutes as written?
So moved.
Moved by Maurice,
Second.
second by Terry. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Bowles?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Adler?
Yes. Okay, any public comments? Okay, seeing none, move on to the supervisor's report. General assistance report, we had 8 intakes, 6 applications, 0 flat grants, 0 other aid, 16 came in for pantry, 0 denied, 4 pending, 0 terminated. For the period of July 14th, 2017 through August 11th, 2017, there were 6 on GA. We spent $1,470 for GA and $1,400 for emergency assistance for a total of GA and EA of $2,870. Senior committees, a week ago, Wednesday, they had a celebrate summer, which turned out really nice. They had a nice entertainer who sang a bunch of good old songs that everybody could sing along with, and that was fun. And of course, played bingo afterwards and had sandwiches from a new place they tried, and they were pretty good. They have enough upcoming is for the seniors as the Halloween celebration on Wednesday, October, is it 25th?
25th.
Okay, 25th. And that is, people have to sign up. You have to be, seniors have to be 65 and over, live in Monee Township, and you can come in and have a free Halloween lunch, and it's also usually a costume party. Anybody that wants to can wear costumes, and we do have, they do have a costume contest, so people do get some prizes on that. We have a thank you letter for CASA for the $500 that we had sent them. It's in your packet. Also, the University Park Library sent us a thank you note for helping with the program and also for the pizza party that we put on for them. Anthony DeLuca had sent a note just kind of inviting them to join his, let's see, what is it? Update. There's this legislative update, I guess, and then different parties. He's having different things that are coming up that we actually had printed out, and we'll, probably make copies for the flyers. Anthony DeLuca Senior Information Fair and Ice Cream Social on Monday, August 21st. Well, that's passed. And then on Thursday, August 24th, from 6 to 8 at Thorn Creek Woods Nature Preserve. He's going to have something. It's with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago, and he'll be giving away so free red oak, bur oak, pin oak, and shingle oak trees to residents throughout the community. So if anybody wants trees, and they say oak trees are native to the area and are considered to be powerful stormwater trees. So that is Thursday. And then also
giving that away, trees?
Yeah.
Yep, they're giving away trees. That and the Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago in Anthony DeLuca. Yeah. And then on, he's got a document shred day planned for Saturday, September 16th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in Bloom Plaza, 1020 Dixie Highway. So that's something else that he's got going on. And then, too bad we missed the ice cream social. That was on Monday.
Did you put a time on there?
For the shredding?
For the trees?
The shred.
Now, the shredding is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in Bloom Plaza. And you can, if you're interested in that, you only can make, did we make copies to put out for people? We need to do that. Okay, we need to do that. The Lions did drop off. It was on your place. It wasn't in the packet. University Park Lions dropped off their football and cheer schedule for the coming year in fall. So that is in there if you're interested in seeing a football game. TOI sent us our certificate of membership. So we have a certificate of membership that we are in good standing with them. And then we also was sent, everybody was sent a card from the Township officials of Illinois. Here's James Young card with a new sticker to put in your back window. There's Maurice's. That is mine. Mrs. Terry's. And send that down to Bobby. And we'll have to give Debbie her card when we'll have to give it to, send it to her on that. And Willa has yours, David, unless you gave it to you already? Okay, good. And basically, the Township Officials of Illinois, Office of Executive Director, Brian Smith says, we wish to take this opportunity to thank you for sending in your membership dues. We believe you will reap many benefits from belonging to your state association. Proper record has been made in this office, and the enclosed card is your official receipt. Also encloses your official windshield sticker, which we hope you will proudly display. If you sell or trade your car, please remove the sticker and write to this office for a new one, which can be obtained for $1. If you sell it, your car, you can do that. Okay, I think that was everything I have. Clerk's report.
Two publications in the Vedette for July 1, a bid invitation on July 13th, Thursday, July 13th. The second one was prevailing wage notification on July 27th. We had a bid opening on Thursday, July 27th at 10 o'clock, and we had two bidders. And one of the bidders was present at the meeting. And I'll be all I have, and I guess that's a good lead-in for Dave if he wants.
Okay. Highway Christie.
Oh, okay. Well, I went to conference down here, right, enjoyed the trip. The aqua update, they're still working on the pipeline, they're still working on the water lines. They should pretty well have it under wraps, underground now. And start doing road work here. I don't know how soon they gotta find out. Of course, when I just got in here, I had a message on there about mud in the road, so I gotta check on that, so. That Bobby was talking about the road work, the bid. We had two bidders. One was Iroquois paving, and the other one was Gallagher. Iroquois paving was about $30,000 cheaper than Gallagher. $291,642.06 was Iroquois bid, and Gallagher bid $323,595. We're mowing roads, trying to get caught up on that a little bit. We fell a little bit behind on that, but we're getting caught up. And I also got 2 new culvert permits for 2 new homes. One of them's going to be in Heatherbrook, Michelle Court. Is that where you live? Yeah, back there on the north end there. And then Bolus is putting one up here on Timber Ridge out here. And that's about it.
Okay, anybody have any questions?
Hey, Dave, can I actually?
What day was the
Wow, that's a good question. What day was it? Oh, I remember that. I got to. It was on my birthday. Everybody don't want to remember that, but I got to August 7th. 7th and 8th.
Your birthday was on 3 days.
Yeah.
They celebrate the whole
Let's
month.
not talk about that.
It's a whole month. That's a big thing now. Celebrate
That's right.
the whole month.
Aqua water,
Yeah.
the pipeline that they're running through these various communities.
Yes.
Do you know whether or not the rates are going up?
I have no idea.
I think we saw something
They
written down that
they
were
sent
going to.
something in
Sure
the
they are.
mail.
Yeah,
saying
Yeah,
the rates
I
were
know they're
gonna
going
go
up in University Park.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that, but I'm wondering if it's the same with all the others.
probably.
Yeah.
They got to pay all the ornery road commissioners or what they charge them.
You know, like, the pipeline is coming from KPP all the way here, which
Yep.
is going to University Park.
What happened?
Something today said Monee also, no.
Monee's got their own.
They're not Monee's not tapping off?
No.
But Peatone was tapped into it, isn't
Yeah, Piatone, they just sold out to them.
it? Okay.
I don't know if they're going to tap into that system or what they're going to do.
Well, right there is Monee, but Monee's
Right.
not tapping off of?
That's right.
Not at the present time, no.
Okay.
Not at the present time.
But I imagine if they grow, their infrastructure might be too much for well waters, they probably will have
They
to.
have to tap in?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, that water, that's an expensive business to run with all the EPA stuff they've got. Of course, now maybe that'll be relaxed, so.
So,
But it gets expensive. Once their wells once their piping starts to corrode and they gotta make a decision of what they're gonna do. You know, they wanna do it, or they just wanna have somebody else do it. And forget the expense of having a water tower and all that.
It's expensive.
so people go to University Park, I used the word line for like in another month or so, a couple months.
Imagine, yeah.
So,
Imagine.
October.
I know it's gonna be by the end of the year, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that offer meeting.
I don't know.
Well, they got a problem down south, by the county line.
Oh, do they go?
Yeah, the tank farms there. There's all kinds of pipelines. And they gotta, I don't know, they gotta be real careful. They gotta use a plastic pipe, not any cast iron or anything. And they gotta be so far away from the pipe, gas pipeline. Because they don't want them
Explode.
Or do you know
to
when,
rust out.
when are they gonna finish paving right there, Egyptian?
I hope hopefully by fall.
Okay. So they're finished excavating and all they need to do right there too?
Pretty well. They have put in a few hydrants. They were doing that yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, great. Anything else for David? Then we move on. The assessor, not here. Joe, did you have anything?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Under Plan Commission, let's go into new business. The wheel ride. Wheel ride, we need a motion to pay them $2,386.52 for the month of May 2017.
So moved.
Motion by James, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Terry. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Bowles,
Yes.
trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Young,
Yes.
supervisor Beverly.
Yes. I went back and was looking at the TIF figures again and wrote something to Joe because when I'm looking at the TIF, when we're looking at this Monee 2 TIF that was being put back in, and I was only working with 2015 numbers, then I was thinking we were okay with the tax levy, truth and taxation, we wouldn't need to do a black box levy, but then I was noticing on the information that I was re-looking at that the village of University Park also had a TIF that expired last year, which added another 5-some million, maybe 6. And so I said, Joe, I think we might have to do a black box referendum to go to that 5% from what it was extended last year. So then Joe very kindly has been looking at them and went to Will County and to the tax extension office and talked to somebody. And basically they said they had been looking at that too in the tax extension office. And they are pretty confident that Monee will follow all the regulations that have to be done. Apparently what happens when TIF closes out is that the village actually has to pass a resolution saying the TIF is closed and send that to the county, and then before the county can put it back on the tax rolls. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then he brought up the University Park one, and the guy was pretty confident that we'd get the Monee. He had been in contact with him and was going to have it done by the end of this year so we could do the levy on it. The problem was he wasn't confident at all that University Park was going to approve closing their TIF. So he actually had a figure of 11 million something extra on the increase of the incremental increase that we should be receiving was $11 million to add on their tax rolls, which even with that, and because of the way he was doing a formula and figuring everything out, and that there was going to be a higher CPI index this year. We were going to need to, and just looking at the town, what was the figure he came up with?
He was figuring 636,000.
Right, 636,000.
636.
That we would recoup if we would do a black box referendum, and that's not counting what David would get. David would have something higher than that, I'm
If
sure.
you didn't do the black box, it would be 630. So it was about, he was talking $6,000 or $7,000.
Right.
Just for the town.
And that, which I think is worth going through the motions of black box truth and taxation referendum. But Joe is going to set up a meeting with this guy so that I can go too, and we can talk to him a little bit more about it. And what my plan is coming back at the September meeting with the request for you guys to pass a resolution or just a vote to do a truth and taxation. And by then, we should, been able to get all the final figures from the tax office and know finally. And I thought also, after we talked to him, I want to put out a feeler to the Village of University Park. And I want to ask them, are they planning on closing out their the one that ended in 2016 this year?
Don't
Now,
be
42
surprised. Don't be surprised
No,
if they don't
I'm-
answer you, or don't be surprised if they say they don't.
I
give
won't
you
be
an
surprised at anything, but and as I said, this guy was not confident because he's,
Yeah, he seemed to be, he doubted, I guess, would be
Right.
the best way of putting it.
answer. Sure, there's a federal investigation going on.
Yeah, but he doubted, and if it's not, the numbers that we were talking about were if they don't close out
right.
University Park. If they do close it out, the
It'll be
numbers will
higher.
be more. The
Right.
numbers will be more.
But he said then University Park actually did theirs in September, I believe, and really didn't have to give any indication that they wanted to do anything until November, almost December, which would also then put you past that, the time you could do, a referendum, anything, or
That's surprising they gave you that much information.
Well,
But,
as I said, I am gonna call Vivian and ask her. I thought I put it out there, But I would say that we probably are not gonna be able to count on the University Park. But I think there's enough money extra just with the evaluation with the Monee TIF and everything else that Joe has said, that we're talking that, we're coming in 6,000-7,000 just in the town, so which means that the road district would probably pull in an extra 10,000 above what we normally would get if you just did not do the tax, did not do the truth and taxation black box. So anyway, that's my thoughts, and I just wanted you guys to know where we're at on that. We're working on it. And that we will come back in September probably, and we'll have a much clearer picture of everything and kind of know how much and what. And by that time, Joe will have some wording for us if we're going to do a black box referendum that we will, we can pass a motion on, and then it has to be put into the newspaper, and which we will do after. If we vote on it at that meeting, we'll put it in immediately. We will not have the hearing though until we normally do our levies in November. So we would do it at our November meeting. We would have a hearing then at the November meeting for the 7 to 7:15, and then we would, probably pass it then that night. There's only needs a 15-day notification, did you say?
No less than 7, no more than 14, I think it was 14 days.
Oh, no more than 14, so we can't do it early?
That is my recollection. I'll check.
Okay, yeah, we'll have all that next time too, because I just don't like to wait anything, and since we've had problems with getting things in the vedette lately and different problems, so that we want to make sure that we're not going wrong anyplace with this notification on these things. But we'll talk more about that next meeting, so it will be kind of important on that.
What does the law say about when you publicize it? Does it say a local paper? Does that paper has to cover?
No, it's a normal local paper like we would normally put any notices in.
Okay,
But it does have to have, you do have to have the 1/4-inch black box around everything, right?
I'm just saying, the reason I ask, because the Burdette doesn't cover University Park at all.
No, but there's nothing that really covers University Park
No,
at all.
like they used to have a south, was
Right.
it the south?
The only thing we can do is, I would imagine, is that we could do a post. We would post it Bobby could probably post it in University Park and at each village hall
What
like
about
he
the
does.
Southland, is that the Southland
No,
Voice?
What the statute says, if the taxing district is located entirely in one county, the notice shall be published in an English language newspaper of general circulation published in the taxing district. Or, if there is no such newspaper, in an English language newspaper of general circulation published in the county and having circulation in the taxing district.
See, and I don't think would you consider the Verdant a general circulator?
Well, South Suburban, it was
But
South
we've always
Suburban
used
newsletter.
it, South
Southland,
Suburban.
what's that?
Yeah, the Southland, is the one that we
South-
have.
Voice.
That's what I was asking.
You
No,
said
the
it
reason I
also
asked-
to South Suburban, I mean, to South,
It's the
like what was the Star?
Southtown is called.
Southtown.
Southtown,
I haven't, but I have some information that I haven't published in the Southtown Star for a while. I have in the past published
Thanks
something in
to
the
this
Southtown
one.
Well,
Star.
maybe we could do both this time, do a Vidette and do Southtown
They-
Star. and-
One thing that happened with them though, is see, they were bought out, and so it became difficult to contact them in order to do it.
Right. Well,
But-
maybe you got a card from that guy that dropped off that
Yeah.
assessor stuff, so maybe you can contact him and find out more on it.
I certainly will.
And I'd cover it, then also I think of posting at the Park Forest Village Hall, the Monee Village Hall, University Park Village Hall, would cover all bases there too.
Well, that's for the annual town meeting, but I'm not sure if that's.
It also says that if a taxing district has a website maintained by a full-time staff of the taxing district, then the notice shall be posted on the website in addition to the other requirements of the section.
And then we'll post it, once we have it, we'll post it on the website then.
And it does say, the notice shall appear not more than 14 days nor less than 7 days prior to the date of the public hearing.
Not more than 14 days prior.
Not more than 14 days nor less than 7 days prior to the date of the public
So
hearing.
between 14 and 7 days of the public hearing.
Right, so we'll try to get it in there on the 14th days as much as possible, so we can make sure everything's done.
What was the TIF number for University Park? What's
I'm sorry?
the TIF number?
TIF, the TIF for University Park is, wait a minute, I got it. Here. The University Park TIF is TIF 3. And it started in 1993, ending in 2016. Monee Village is TIF 2. Now also, the Village of Monee just had, they just passed the TIF 5. But in their haste in doing so, they left off 2 parcels that were included in all the map, but the PIN numbers were not included in anything. So they just had a joint board of review meeting that I went to last week for 2 parcels. Two parcels that were left off that amount to $94,000. But the owners of that property apparently knew that they were doing some development and wanted to make sure that they were in the TIF. So instead of just stopping and putting these 2 back into TIF 5, it was going to be more costly and time consuming to do it that way. So they developed a TIF 6 for those 2 parcels. So now we have 2 parcels that are. But when I went over there for that meeting, I did say to them, okay, I'm trying to figure out what this levy is going to be. And what you were doing in TIF 5, you were going to take TIF 3, which had 51 parcels in it, and you were going to take 39 parcels out and put in TIF 5 and leave 12 in it that you were then going to extend to 2035. And I said, did that happen? And they said, no, we never did the extension. I said, so those 12 parcels are still in TIF 3? He said, yes. I said, okay. When did you actually take the parcels out of TIF 3? Was it 2016 or is it this now 2017? Because if it was 2017, then I will put it in next year's levy. And I said also you had a TIF 4, which you were going to eliminate completely. You were going to close that out, and you were going to put that into TIF 5. Did that happen? And he said, well, all but this little bit of TIF 4 is left. I'm like, okay. So the question I have is, when is that done? They said 2017. So I don't have to worry about the evaluation of TIF 3 and TIF 4 until next year, when that will go back on our tax rolls, if Monee then puts, I guess, does the resolution to close them out. And so that's something to think about for next year. So, but
Yeah, the guy from, Britt from the county seemed confident that Monee was gonna close it first.
yeah.
So going with this new TIF 6, they just created a new TIF 6 with 2 parcels of $94,000+.
Yep.
They have to go through the whole process of
Yep.
getting it approved
That's,
and
yep,
all that.
that's why we have the joint board review, and they have it scheduled for a hearing. Yeah, they're doing everything like they did with the big TIF. But it's just for these 2 parcels because they didn't put the PIN numbers. I even went back and looked at all my information on TIF 5 and checked to make sure those PIN numbers were not there.
So
they
the new
have to-
Amazon company is located on TIF,
TIF 5.
TIF 5, so what's going on TIF 6?
There's some development that's on, it's on the north side of Ridge Road and Ridgeland, north side of Ridgeland and Monee Manhattan Road. I think that's what it is, but there are 2 parcels that were left off, 2 PIN numbers that the people that own that are in plans of doing something with it, so I don't know what it is. But it was, you know, they were just surprised that I had read the packet and then I had a lot of questions. I said, no. I have to worry about levies. I have to know if there's money coming back in, and I want to make sure we get everything. So I did ask them to give me the evaluation as of 2017 of the parcels taken out of TIF 4 and the parcels taken out of TIF 3 that were re-TIFed into TIF 5, so that we had that evaluation for next year.
Was anyone from the school district there?
No.
to talk?
The only 2
We
people
got a new
there was
person.
the Peatone Library and myself.
Okay, we got a new person. So,
Yeah. For 2 parcels, that's 94,000, they probably said, you know,
I mean, I don't know if he's aware, but I'll find out.
yeah, they probably didn't even think it was worthwhile. But anyway, we will be bringing that back next month. And you're going to set an appointment with the president?
Yeah, actually, I stopped over there today, but it turns out the fellow wasn't in today. He's supposed to be back tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to set up something maybe next Wednesday, something like that.
Yeah, that's just whatever day it is, let me know. You
Yeah.
know, I'm fine most days. All right, we have a letter from the Northern Illinois Food Bank asking for a donation. Last year we gave them $500, and we talked about it last year. They did send us a budget. And then we do know that they do help out with the food programs in the schools. They go to Talala, Balmoral. I'm not certain if they go to the high school, and then also some in the Crete Township District too. But they do help with the feeding of children. So I think it's worthwhile for us to be able to give them $500 again this year.
Yeah, I believe they were just out this past weekend. I know it was like almost 100 some odd people that was reaping the benefits of this organization just this past weekend.
Yeah, it really is very good. So is there a motion to approve $500 for the Northern Illinois Food Bank?
So moved.
By Marie? Second?
Terry?
Area? Moved and seconded?
Second.
Yeah, roll call vote then.
Trustee Bowles,
Yes.
trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Young,
Yes.
supervisor Dackel.
Yes. Okay, old business, TOI Annual Educational Conference, November 12th to the 14th. I'm thinking about going this year, just because there's so many different new things with maybe the TOI booklet and GA and things like that. Is there anybody else that's interested in going? Because the sooner we get rooms set up, then Willa can make us reservations so that we are at the main hotel, because it's much easier if you're in the main hotel.
I can't go.
Can't go?
I'm going to try to
You're
go.
going-
I want to try to go.
Okay, so
Did you
there'll
bring
be,
your husband?
No.
Maurice, are you thinking about it this year?
Probably about 85%
You're not certain
possibility
of
that
it?
I will go. Yeah.
Well, when you can, when's the last, we have to look and see when the last time you can cancel out and not lose money.
I don't want to cause no hardship, but
Well, the thing is, if
look at
we,
my calendar on
and the
this.
thing is, and what's really nice about it this year is that basically there are only 2 nights, Sunday and Monday, because they are now going to have the banquet on Monday night rather than waiting till Tuesday night.
Oh.
Which is really good, because that's, a lot of people were leaving before the Tuesday night banquet, and that 3rd day just seemed to be too much. But Sunday, if you go in early enough on Sunday, Torma is having a receptions over at the, I think it's A. Lincoln Museum, and they're hosting a reception there, and then they're going to be doing tours in the museum and things like that. So I'm planning on going in to be there so that I'm there by 5, so that the tour start at 6 or so.
Well, that actually shows 3 days here.
Well, they have stuff the next day.
Okay.
They just don't have anything in the evening. So people would probably not stay that 3rd night. In fact, I'm only going to book for 2 nights, because that's after the conference lasts that next day. It's just the only thing they have is division meetings in the afternoon. And sometimes there's okay, and sometimes, they're basically, we could just leave without seeing those. Because I've never seen anything that was that worthwhile. They elect officers and stuff.
Very good
And,
conferences, I really.
and so I can see leaving after the morning session, and, so just staying Sunday and Monday.
So the 12th is the Sunday, and then.
Yeah, 12th is Sunday and Monday, and then the
So it'll be-
14th is the last day, and then you leave and go home that day.
It'll be all day session for Sunday, a full day
Well,
Sunday.
no, actually, Sunday is just basically going in and for the Torma reception.
Oh, okay.
And then they have Sunday, and then you're there for Sunday
It's the
night.
second Sunday
And
of
then you're all there
November.
Monday,
Second
and
Sunday,
second Sunday.
Monday, you have
Monday's
meetings
the
Monday in the
full day.
afternoon, they have the banquet that night, and then that Tuesday morning, they might have that awards breakfast, and then a couple conferences, and that's about it. They don't have much Tuesday. At least that's my recollection of looking at the schedule that they had. I think that's what it was. But anyway, let Willa know, because I'd like her to get rooms at the Crown Plaza real quickly so that we can make sure we're there.
And this is
Bobby,
this is second week? This is second Tuesday?
I don't know, 12th and the, whatever that
It's the
is.
second, the 12th is on the second Sunday. So the 13th is that second Monday of the month.
Oh,
But
okay.
that Tuesday is the second Tuesday of the month also.
Okay, great. So our meeting here for the township is the following week.
3rd week, right.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So
No, it's the 3rd Thursday, which is the 17th, is during that week. Because
Okay.
there will be 3, that would be the 3rd Thursday according to the November
But
calendar.
that's not the 3rd Tuesday.
No, it's the 2nd Tuesday.
So we
Because
have a township
November
meeting that-
starts on a Wednesday,
And they
November
come
1st is
back
a
on that
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because usually that township meeting and my school board meeting is the same week. So in this, because it's
Yeah.
the 3rd Tuesday and 3rd Thursday, but a Thursday is early, what, November 1st, the 2nd?
No, it's gonna be November
Figure out
November
your calendar.
16th.
All right.
The 16th and 3rd Thursday.
So you probably will, you're probably okay. But anyway, make sure Willa knows, she'll send out a note, and everybody needs to respond to that, so that she can get that figured out. And of course, September 9th is the Monee Fall Parade, which is Saturday, starts at 11:30. I would say meet here at the township at 11 o'clock. I think I'm gonna be there. James, you said you might
Yeah,
be. I
I'll
think
be.
Debbie said she might be.
Not maybe either.
And you may be too, Terry, and Deb,
Same here.
maybe, okay. Well, we'll send out a note as it gets closer, so you'll have to let me know.
You said be here at 11 o'clock?
11.
Okay, for the
Because
parade.
what's gonna happen at 11 is that my car is just gonna have some balloons on it, and then all we're gonna do is drive around the corner and get in line. So, that's about it. Okay, let's go into youth committee. And the GSU update, did we ever get hold of Dean Jennings? Okay,
He's fired.
really?
I'm fired.
Oh.
The government showed that. No. I have to personally try to get over there next week, and I'll let you know.
Did we do this transfer?
What transfer?
We pay calls, so.
Oh, that-
The line transfer action item?
That's the new one was taken off.
Oh, I
We
didn't
had a new
know.
agenda on
That's
the,
why I gotta give it
we had a new agenda on the table, we took that off,
Okay.
right? Because there was
Never
nothing.
mind.
There was a new one on the table.
That was a test for you, Joe. You
But I missed something.
passed, Joe.
Okay, well then if you can try to get that so we can get some dates set up, and
Get it
if
out.
you can't get hold of Dean Jennings, is there anybody else there you can talk to?
I have not talked to anybody prior, other than
All right.
Dean, but I will see what I can do.
Okay, because now we're going September, so probably the first dates that we'd be able to even start something would be in that first week in October, so.
That'll probably be good.
Yeah, so then we're talking October, November, and a couple weeks of December, because we don't like to have anything around Christmas too much.
They're off on, they're off, so winter break in December, I believe.
Yeah, so
too,
they're
it's
off too,
well.
so, right.
Yeah.
So we maybe can get 8 weeks in or something, if we can get some information
Do you
next
want to go
week.
into the next year? We usually separate, right? Do you want to try to get a whole year out? If we could, best
If we could, we could do
Get that
September,
out.
October, 8 weeks, and then do, like,
Go into
then go
whatever
into February through May or
May.
whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
get that out, get it
Right,
out real
get
quick.
it all at one time.
At least take it to our end of our fiscal year, right? Maybe
Right?
March
March.
30th. It's March 31st, right? It's 31 days.
Well, we
left.
can go through April if we have to, I mean, but we just need the dates, we've done that before, we've
Take it
gone
on
past our, right,
budget. Okay.
right, because we're not paying, you're paying only through the budget months, like, we'll make sure they have a check as of March 31st,
Got it.
and then
Clear our
whatever
books.
is, that will be in the next budget, so.
Got it. Okay.
That's not a problem on that. All right, well, if you would please, and then we can get that going green. We still are keeping things in the newsletter, everything, the recycling sites and everything. And I think we're good there. All right, next is trustee audit of accounts. We're looking for the period of July 21st, 2017 through August 17th, 2017, for a total amount of $65,779.76. We'll start with James that way. And you all did see that you had your new orange books. These are, throw away your old books because there's been some changes. I don't know what they are. I am going to ask TOI to give us an errata sheet so we know what changed, because it says in here, don't use it because things have changed, but they don't tell me what changed. So I have to for errata sheet, so tell me that. Okay, is there a motion to approve the audit of accounts?
So moved.
Moved by James. Second by Terry. Been moved and seconded. More discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Rose?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Evans?
Yes. Any board comments?
Going back to this book, just with the small firm, it's Ansel Glink.
Yeah,
Ansel.
Ansel Glink.
Are they one firm?
Ansel Glink, Diamond Bush,
Ansel Glink is
D.
that-
Conti,
Ansel
and
Glink?
Crofner are all one firm, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ansel Glink, Diamond Bush is all one firm?
And DeConti and
And DeConti.
Craftscup, that's all one firm, all 6 names.
Is it?
Right.
That's all one firm?
I
Right.
think so, yeah.
Diamond used to represent University Park. And this lady
Ansel Glink for
Crafner, she
Diamond,
does all
right.
the training
Right.
for Monee Township, yeah.
Right.
So, and it's PC, what is,
Professional corporation.
oh, okay. I've never seen a PC, like, okay. Like,
Okay, any other comments?
Yes, on behalf of the University Park Public Library, I want to thank this board for the support of the 2017 Summer Tutoring Program. The
And-
final count was 68 students were enrolled during the month of July.
And of those students, we had, there were 3 from Park Forest and 3 from Monee, and University, there were 3 from Crete, which is in our township, but the rest were University Park, so that's children
Right.
that we served.
The program received very good accolades from our superintendent and assistant superintendent of curriculum.
Thank you. The average attendance rate was 74%. We did not meet our goal of 90% attendance, but there was a lot of factors involved. You know, because it was a summer, and parents go places with their kids. And the kids want to go other places, sports-wise. However, this is the third year that attendance has went up. So there's a lot of popularity for the program. We made sure that all the kids that was in attendance on a regular basis finished their reading and math packet that was issued by the school district. If they was in attendance 70% of the time during the month of July, we issued a completion letter. The superintendent of school and the assistant superintendent of curriculum designs got a copy of that letter. It was signed by the library director and myself. So it could be provided in support of the reading and math packet as the student turns it in when they start school. They have to turn it in before September, I think the date is the 12th, September 12th, there's a deadline. And the letters, it's in support of those packets to verify that, the credibility of the material. And the school district has been notified, so they can notify the principals that, this kid had support in completing the packets. So that's where we are.
Good job.
I appreciate that.
Good
I
job.
appreciate all the help you guys gave for us. We did have one volunteer teacher from the school district. Her name is Michelle Robinson. She actually lives in Monee. She works at Balmoral School. She volunteered her time on Friday to tutor some students. So that was a good thing.
Michelle Robertson.
Michelle Robinson.
Can I make a suggestion that you try to work with the school district to see maybe if they won't take this over? Because it sounds like you had 68 children and that are in your district, and it could be more next year and the year after, and it sounds like there's a need within the Monee School District, so that sounds like that's something that...
Summer school.
Summer school, that should be something that the school district should be looking at. Shouldn't be left to community organizations to do that.
I thought this was more of a supplement to what
It
we
was,
offer.
but
We
without
do
many.
offer tutoring, we offer summer programs, there's X amount of dollars allocated for tutoring. So I'll get with James and see.
Well, it was a
can
combination of
muscle
both.
up.
It was a combination of both, because at one time, since our current governor was in office, funding of schools was not done as it had been done in previous years. So school district cut back. Even the school district I worked for, we were not doing regular summer school. So the tutoring was a supplemental program. This year, Creek Monee did something different. They offered the math for 6th, 7th, I think the middle school. Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. If I remember correctly, the primary grades were on a selected basis only. So that left population unserviced. So it was supplemental, okay? And it wasn't regular summer school for them. So it's a combination of both.
Well, maybe they can work out something where they do more then, because if they can do it, because apparently there's a need out there.
Well, SB 1, Senate Bill 1, is offering more funding for schools throughout the
Let's see if
state.
they get passed
So
tomorrow, right?
if that gets passed, and they have to override the governor's veto, I think. Well, yes,
Just
they have
the-
to override the governor's veto. That would make more money available.
One portion of the House, I think the senators have voted, I think the senators, I can't remember.
The
One
Senate
part of
passed
the
it,
bill.
it's a representative
It's a
that have it,
representative.
so you need to
Yeah.
contact Debbie and, Debbie, and, Anthony
Yeah.
DeLuca, and who else? Toya, she's
They
senator.
sent it, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Toy Hutchison.
right, it's Anthony and whoever else is part of the representatives for the district.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, if there's nothing else, then I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by James, there a second?
Second?
Second by Maurice. Roll call vote?
Trustee Rose?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Edmonds?
Yes, we are now adjourned.